It's a massive week for the Rock Hill Bluehawks, whose season sits at something of a crossroads. This three-game week will have a massive impact on the postseason fortunes of the 2026 Bluehawks. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hollow of Rock Hill. The 2026 installment of the Pride of Prosper series begins tonight with the Rock Hill Bluehawks welcoming the Prosper Eagles. I'm Brian Sutcliffe alongside Mr. Colton Boston. This is the Bluehawk Baseball pregame show from Regency Sports Broadcasting. Colton, the Bluehawks sit at 2-4 in league play after being swept by Plano West last week. Now, this is a 9-team league, which means you got to play 16 league games in the race for the playoffs. Now, the Bluehawk coaching staff thinks 10-6 will very likely get a team into the playoffs, which means you're 2-4 right now. The Bluehawks need a strong week this week.
Yeah, Brian, look, if we look at it, baseball and football are completely different sports. See, baseball tends to be a game where the best teams rise up over many games, and that's why college and professional teams play seasons of at least 50 games. See, individual games don't normally have as much importance in baseball as they do in football, where every game has importance. And the game this week will have massive importance for the Bluehawks. See, this is another three-game week with Rock Hill and Prosper playing tonight and Friday. Then the Bluehawks launch right into what could be a massive series against McKinney-Boyd on Saturday. Pressure is rising on these teams because the Bluehawks were unable to get one against Plano West last week. And after the lopsided game Friday, the Bluehawks fought tough with the fast turnaround, but still came up short on a hot Saturday afternoon, 4-2. See, Cole Carroll pitched very well for the Hill, but in the end, the red-hot Wolves were a bit too much to handle, and Anthony Gonzalez had a couple RBI, which pulled the Hill to within one after falling behind 3-2. The Bluehawks went 11-5 and made the playoffs because they didn't get swept last year, and they took at least one in every series. All three of the series that the Rock Hill Bluehawks have played have been sweeps, as the Bluehawks took both from Princeton but lost both to Allen and to Plano West. Brian, where does that 2-4 record slot the Bluehawks in 6A standings with 10 games to go?
Well, right now, Colton, it has them tied for 6th. Let's take a look around the district. Allen certainly looks like the class of the league at this point. They are the only 6-0 team after sweeping McKinney last week, 6-3 and 13-0. Plano West is tied for second in the district at 4-2 after sweeping the Bluehawks. West is tied with the Plano East Panthers, who earned a split against Prosper on Saturday, winning 3-1 after losing the first game on Friday, 5-1. That loss was the first for Prosper, so they are alone in fourth at 3-1. Now, the losses to Allen were the first league losses for McKinney, who are alone in fifth at 2-2. You then got Rock Hill and Plano sliding into the mix at 2-4. Plano getting their first wins over Princeton, 16-3 and 7-5. Princeton bringing up the rear as the only 0-6 team. Now, after the Prosper series, the Bluehawks have teams in the middle to the bottom of the table remaining, so there'll be opportunities for wins, but you don't want to be in a position where you might have to go 8-0 in the second half of play to stay in control of your own destiny. So a split against Prosper at the minimum would keep you in a strong position, and again, if you can go ahead and take both, then you definitely have earned some margin for error. The Bluehawks will feel good about their prospects this week with a weapon returning to the mound. When the Bluehawk Baseball pregame show continues, we'll break down the matchup with Prosper. This is Bluehawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Bluehawk senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Welcome back to the Hollow of Rock Hill, where the Bluehawks are 1-2 against Prosper in the 3 years of the series. Since the Bluehawks moved up to join Prosper in the 6A classification, the series lead overall belongs to Prosper 4-2. The Bluehawks won here last year 7-2. That was against a Prosper team that played in its first state semifinal since winning the 2015 5A state championship, a team which happened to feature Bluehawk coach Sean Stanton as an assistant. And Colton, the 2026 Eagles look strong again, but they're looking for a bit of a bounce back this week too.
Yeah, the Eagles are 9-11-1 overall and 3-1 in the league, and they had the first district series as their bye, and then they started league play by sweeping McKinney-Boyd 8-2 and 5-2. Then they split Plano East and Plano East was a team that looked pretty legit as Prosper won 5-1, and then they were handed their first league loss 3-1 on Saturday. But don't be fooled by their record. The Eagles played a very difficult tournament schedule, including teams like Lake Travis, Rockwall Heath, Georgetown, the Woodlands, and College Station. Their loss Saturday to Plano East snapped a season-long 4-game win streak. And the 2026 Eagles have been pushed by their offense. See, they score nearly 8 runs a game, and they've hit 11 home runs. The pitching has been more of a work in progress. They lost some elite talent to some big-time programs in the offseason. In the team ERA of 4.82, but teams only hit .227 against them. And so tonight we'll have Landon Walker starting on the mound for Prosper. This is his second consecutive start, and the last time he played against Rock Hill won 7-2, and they scored 6 off of Walker in the 4th inning. But Brian, the Blue Hawks have one of their top weapons back on the mound tonight in a very big game.
That they do, sir, not a moment too soon. Brady Slanina will make his first district start tonight. Now, you may say, Brian, didn't he pitch a lot against Allen in the season opener? He did. He threw 7 1/3 beautiful innings in that 14-inning marathon against Allen 3 weeks ago, but that was in relief, and that was his last action on the mound. His 5-to-1 strikeout-to-walk ratio is by far the best on the team, so he will be tasked with slowing down this high-powered Eagle offense. Let's take a quick look at the starters as we're less than 5 minutes away from first pitch of the Pride of Prosper 2026 series. The Rock Hill Blue Hawks are coached by Sean Stanton. He's now in his 6th season, just 5 wins away from 100 in his career. His 2026 Blue Hawks are 11-6-2 overall. They are 2-4 in 6-6A play. The Blue Hawks are dressed in their home whites with Rock Hill across the front in capital letters. They wear the two-tone white and black hat. These will be their starters against the Eagles starter, Landon Walker. Carson Roy's the center fielder. He'll lead off. Ethan Kalanick, the left fielder, will bat second. Anthony Gonzalez moves into the 3-hole. The second baseman will hit right in front of the cleanup man, the pitcher, Brady Slanina. Aiden McDaniel is the third baseman. He will bat 5th. Reed Tebow, the catcher, bats 6th. Grayson Richards gets the start at first. He bats 7th. Lucas Bell, the shortstop, bats 8th. And Morgan Singleton gets the start in right field and will bat 9th. Prosper's coached by Scott Holder. The Eagles are 9-11-1 overall. They are 3-1 in district. They will send Landon Walker to the mound against Brady Slanina. This is their starting lineup. Center fielder Braden Scheifler-Bell will lead off. He'll be followed by designated hitter Pearson Fouts, who hits for the starting pitcher Landon Walker. Fouts with 5 home runs on the season. He brings a lot of pop. Sam Kerr, the left fielder, bats 3rd. The right fielder, Braden Kaminsky, hits cleanup. Alexander Pavia, the third baseman, bats 5th. Catcher Gustavo Nunez bats 6th. Grayson Passarelli, the first baseman, bats 7th. Cannon Webb, the second baseman, bats 8th. And Weston Deutzman, the shortstop, will bat 9th. The Prosper Eagles in their all-black road uniforms, with Prosper in the black capital letters across the front. Standards in all dark green letters on the back of their jersey, and wear a camouflage cap. They are being introduced as they come out of the first base dugout. The Blue Hawks, the home team, out at the third base dugout. A beautiful evening. We will have a first pitch at about 80 degrees. Just very high clouds. A little bit of wind moving from right to left on this field turf facility. Goes 300 to the fair poles, right and left field. 360 to dead center, 345 to the power alleys. As the crowd continues to pile in, expect to have a nice showing from both teams' fans. And a big one for both teams, the Blue Hawks at 2-4. I think after 6 games, we'd probably say we thought maybe we'd be in a little bit better spot than 2-4 right now. They've shown a lot of flashes, just waiting to get it all put together. The Prosper Eagles, they didn't play in the first wave of series in district, so they have played 2 fewer games. They're looking to bounce back as well after splitting with a Plano East team that's looking pretty solid at this point. Again, we take a quick look around the district. You've got Allen again in first place. Plano West and Plano East at 4-2. Allen at 6-0. They're 2 games clear of the field right now. Prosper then joins the chat at 3-1, alone in 4th. McKinney at 2-2. Then Rock Hill and Plano are both 2-4. They'll play a big series in a couple of weeks. McKinney Boyd at 1-3, and the Princeton Panthers at 0-6. But again, you talk about that Plano East team. They are 14-5 overall, so they had a really nice season thus far, and they look like they're ready to stick around near the top of the district.
Yeah, something that just always amazes me about this district is just how competitive it is, no matter, what year it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's that season. Can you feel it? It's baseball time at the Hollow. Let's play ball.
The Rock Hill Blue Hawks take their defensive positions. Ethan Kalanick in left, Carson Roy in center, Morgan Singleton in right. Aiden McDaniel gets the start at third. Lucas Bell is at short. Anthony Gonzalez at second. Grayson Richards with Brady Slanina on the mound mans the first base spot. And the starting battery is Reed Tebow behind the mound, catching the senior righty Brady Slanina, making his fourth appearance, his third start. He's 2-0 on the season, a 2.02 ERA in 17 and a third innings. He's allowed 5 runs, all earned on 7 hits. He struck out 15 and walked 3, allowed an opposing batting average of 114. He's got a strike percentage up near 70%. And when you look at the issue that the Blue Hawk pitching staff has had, it's just been not enough strikes, too many walks, and Slanina has definitely been the exception to that this year.
Yeah, and Brady's going to have to go against a very tough Prosper offense, as if we look at their past district games, Prosper's only lost 1 district game so far, and that was against a very good Plano East Panthers team, but Prosper only lost that game by 2. If you take a look at the rest of their district games, you have the game against McKinney Boyd that Prosper won by 3. You have the second game in that series where Prosper won by 6, and their most recent win that came over the Plano East Panthers, Prosper won by 4 against a team that was looking very good. So I think when you look at these 2 games that these teams have, that Rock Hill is the 2 teams that Rock Hill is playing back to back. You have Plano West and you have Prosper. The 2 things that these teams have very much in common is the batting performance from both of these teams.
Prosper's offense scoring about 8 runs per game. They have 11 home runs and 37 doubles to their credit this year. So it's been a team that really tries to get it done by whacking the ball around. So Slanina will have quite the challenge in his first appearance on the mound since the district opener against Allen, a game that the Blue Hawks lost 5-4 in 14 innings 3 weeks ago. He got the no decision, but was brilliant in 7 1/3 innings, allowed just 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 3, and didn't walk anybody. Reed Tebow's throw down to second tells us we are getting set to go. It'll be Braden Scheifler Bell, Pearson Fouts, and Sam Kerr here in the top of the first. An offense that hits 290 as a team. Scheifler Bell hitting 274 on the season. Got 3 RBI to his credit. He's scored 14 runs, so when he gets on base, he tends to come around. 80 degrees on a beautiful night. Brady Slanina, the righty. Welcome back to the bump, my friend. He kicks and deals. We are underway. It's a fastball for a called strike, 0-1. Prosper leads the all-time series 4-2. The Blue Hawks actually won the first ever game between these teams out at the Eagles' Nest. The 0-1 pitch is lifted into foul territory on the right side. Giving it a look is Grayson Richards. He'll watch it hit the netting on top of the Prosper bullpen, and it is quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, something that, I've for sure noticed growing up here in Prosper, as I've been here since kindergarten for me.
Don't tell me when that was.
Is there's a different standard that Prosper baseball is almost held to. Growing up, you hear about Prosper football and Prosper baseball. And so I think it's always really interesting when you see Prosper School versus Rock Hill.
0-2, cut on and missed. Scheifler Bell is a strikeout victim, and that's exactly what Brady Slanina wanted to see against the first opposing batter in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, and something else that I noticed is while Brady was warming up on the mound, Prosper had their first 6 hitters all lined up outside the dugout, all taking swings with their bats, getting warm, but I think Brady wants to hold him and make sure that not all 6 of them get up to the plate.
Pearson Fouts is having quite a season. He's the team's leader in RBI with 17, hitting .318 with 5 home runs. The first pitch dives out of the zone. Fouts swings and misses. It's 0-1. Just a little wind blowing from right to left. Slanina into the windup, the 0-1. Cut on and missed. Fastball blown past. 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Slanina.
Yeah, and Fouts isn't really an easy player to strike out. He's got 66 at-bats with 21 hits and 2 doubles on the season so far.
Bases empty, 1 out, no balls, 2 strikes. To Pearson Fouts, here it comes. That is chopped weakly over toward the Prosper dugout on the first base side. We'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. First of 3 games this week for the Blue Hawks. They'll take on their crosstown rivals tonight and then on Friday night out at the Eagles' Nest over on the campus of Prosper High School. And then they'll get right back to it Saturday afternoon, a road game to McKinney Boyd. The 0-2 popped up. Center field, Carson Roy coming on. He's got it. 2 up, 2 down here in the Prosper first.
Just a great start for Rock Hill so far in this inning, playing a team like Prosper who is more towards the top of the district standings, coming off of a series against Plano West that I can only assume that Rock Hill wanted to go differently, shut down Prosper early, kill any momentum that they have going into this game.
First pitch to Sam Kerr is lifted into left field. Catches the wind, but Ethan Kalanick's perched under it. And a nifty 3 up, 3 down frame. 8 pitches for Brady Slanina, all of them strikes. Welcome back to the lineup, my good man. We will go to the bottom of the first. No score between Prosper and the Rock Hill Blue Hawks. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Blue Hawk Senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Landon Walker, the tall righty, will start for the Prosper Eagles for the 2nd consecutive season here in the matchup at the Hollow. This will be his 4th appearance, all starts. He is 1-1 with a .467 ERA. In 12 innings, he's allowed 9 runs, 8 earned on 12 hits. He's tied for the team lead in strikeouts with 14. He's allowed just 6 walks. Teams are hitting .261 against him. He fared well against the Blue Hawks for the first 3 innings here last year, and then Prosper was lit up for 6 in the bottom of the 4th as the Blue Hawks went on to win that one 7-2. That earned the Hill a split after Prosper won the first game 10-4 in a game the Blue Hawks led early 4-0. And it was a 6-run 6th in the bottom of the frame for Prosper that turned a 4-4 game on its head. Sam Kerr is in left, Braden Scheifler Bell in center, Braden Kaminsky in right, Alexander Pavia at third. Deutzman at short, Cannon Webb at second, Grayson Passarelli at first, Gustavo Nunez behind the plate. getting set to watch Carson Roy lead things off here in the bottom of the first of a scoreless game. Walker works out of the stretch. First pitch to Roy is a fastball, a little bit high, ball one. Roy hitting .460 for the season, 3 home runs, 16 RBI. A couple of the state's leaders in home runs playing here today. The 1-0, that is smoked through the box, a base hit. Carson Roy's on with a leadoff single.
So Rock Hill starting this game off pretty strong. 1 hit already in the game, shut down Prosper, and so far they've already got a runner on the base. I would say this is probably the start that Rock Hill would imagine for this game.
Sean Stanton told me yesterday and told anyone who would listen that the Blue Hawks had their best practice of the season yesterday. Really loved the energy after a disappointing week. First pitch to Kalanick, who squares to bunt, and he successfully bunts. It's a good one right in front of Nunez. He'll go to first for the out. A successful 2-3 sack bunt moves Carson Roy into scoring position for Anthony Gonzalez.
Gonzalez bats of this year with a .372. He's got 43 at-bats and 16 hits. His on-base percentage is just a little bit over 50%. And he's got 6 RBIs on the season and a runner in scoring position with Carson Roy at second.
First pitch. Gonzalez takes it inside, ball one. The Ant-Man's been moving around in the lineup a little bit. They're slotting him into the 3-hole today. He's got his average up to .372. Carson Roy away from second. Walker looks him back. Brady Slanina needed 8 pitches to retire Prosper. All strikes in the top of the first. So his offense looking to give him some help. The 1-0. Fouled off the mask of Gustavo Nunez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast when you talk about Rock Hill's issues early on in the year with pitching. Balls and walks have been the issue, but Brady throwing only strikes in the top of the first and only 8 of them. It's a great start for Rock Hill's defense.
1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. That is hit through the middle. Going to be a tough play for Dutzman. He can't keep it in the infield. Rounding third is Carson Roy. He will score. It's an RBI single for Anthony Gonzalez, and the Blue Hawks lead it 1-0. Seeing eye grounder brings Roy around. It's the 7th RBI of the season for Gonzalez, who's now hit safely in 4 of his last 5 games. We talk about the impact of Brady Slanina on the mound, but it's probably just as big at the plate. He's hitting .389 with a home run, and he's still the team's RBI leader with 17. He bats from the right side with 1 out. Back in with a dive is Gonzalez over at first. He is 6 for 9 in stolen base attempts this year. No balls, no strikes, the first pitch, and that is hit a ton to left center. Look out. Brady Slanina has given it a ride, and it is one hopped off the wall. Goodness gracious, what an early night for Brady Slanina, and coming around all the way from first to score is Anthony Gonzalez. It's an RBI double. For Brady Slanina, it's 2-0 Rock Hill. And Brady just missed getting that out of here.
I mean, I think for Rock Hill, you can't really imagine a better start to this game.
Yeah,
You
people
shut
like
out
to use
Prosper.
AI these days, ChatGPT or whatever, and if you picked up your phone and said, ChatGPT, dial up the best possible start for the Blue Hawks here. It's a 3-up, 3-down frame for Brady Slanina, and then a 2-spot, and still work to do. Here in the bottom of the first, there's just 1 out. It's now Slanina who is lifted for a courtesy runner. Aiden McDaniel comes to the plate with a runner in scoring position. I don't see a number out there.
I think when he was running out, I saw Carson Cooley, number 11, but I'm not 100%
See if
sure
we can
on
get
that.
you confirmation there. RBI number 18 on the year for Brady Slanina. Aiden McDaniel's got 11 of his own. He takes a first pitch fastball for a strike on the outside half, 0-1. Last season, the Blue Hawks jumped out to 4-0 and 6-0 leads against their crosstown rivals. They were able to close out the second game. Here's the 0-1. That bounces in. It's backhanded nicely by Nunez to keep it in front of him and keep the courtesy runner at second. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 in for the Blue Hawks here in the bottom of the first. They lead 2-0. Walker's 1-1. That is hit on the right side. Cannon Webb veers to his left. He'll take his time. His throw is true, but it's a productive out. Moves the runner to third with 2 down for Reed Tebow.
Yeah, and if you look at the start of a lot of these district games for Rock Hill, I think the big thing that comes to mind in these early innings is throughout the game, Rock Hill is chasing. They're trying to catch up on runs. But if you look at this game against crosstown rivals, leading 2-0, I'm not going to say you have a very comfortable lead over this Prosper team, but it's a lot better than chasing and trying to get runs throughout the game.
Reed Tebow's got back-to-back games with hits, and he's up there hacking. Fouls the first pitch back into the netting. It's 0-1. Runner at third base for the Blue Hawks. 2 runs in. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Fastball strike, 0-2. Walker about to throw his 13th pitch of the inning. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball low and away. 1-2.
Tebow's only got 2 RBIs on the season. He can make it 3 here with the runner on third and get Rock Hill a 3-0 lead over the crosstown rival Prosper.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third. The pitch to Tebow. Got him swinging, a good fastball. But the Blue Hawks come up big in the first. They score 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave a man at third. And after an inning of play, we go to the second. Rock Hill leads Prosper 2-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Hey there, folks. This is Rock Hill senior Grayson Richards telling you about a company that's family-owned, tail-approved, clean cars, wagging dogs. That's the Scooters way. Go see them in McKinney at 12041 West University Drive. The team at Scooters says go Blue Hawks.
Braden Kaminsky, Alexander Pavia, and Gustavo Nunez come to the plate here in the top of the second. Rock Hill leading Prosper 2-0. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the Hollow of Rock Hill on a spectacular night. And all Brady Slanina did in his first full inning of action on the mound and at the plate, he did hit on Saturday, but did not pitch. Throws up a 3-up, 3-down frame and just barely misses a 2-run homer. Instead, it was an RBI double to give himself a little bit of padding. Blue Hawks with 3 hits in the bottom of the first. 4, 5, 6 hitters. Coming up with a little bit of work to do, facing an early deficit.
Yeah, and just something that I've noticed that this Prosper team does so well, and it's a challenge that Rock Hill is going to have to overcome, is Prosper is incredible at shutting down momentum by the other teams. Now, what do I mean by this? Every game that they have won, they've only allowed 2 runs at max. And the one time that they allowed more than 2 runs, well, it was against Plano East in their first game of the series, and they lost 3-1. So when you look at a team that can stop momentum that quickly, just how do you deal with that as Coach Stanton with the batting lineup in front of you?
Well, and the Blue Hawks already getting close to that magic number. When you look over the last 3 years, in the last 50 games that the Blue Hawks have scored more than 2 runs, they are 43-6-1. Get to 3 runs for the Blue Hawks, and you tend to be in pretty good shape. Here's Braden Kaminsky. He's hitting .444 on the season. Faces Brady Slanina. The first pitch is a fastball high, ball 1. Brady works off the first base side of the rubber. Holds that glove in front of his face. Shakes off the first sign. Says yes to the second. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball is check swing, but it's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. I would wager to say if Slonina manages to keep up his 90% strike rate, he's going to have a good night. Probably an unfair expectation, but he looks pretty dialed in the early going. The 1-1, fastball wide, 2-1. One of the problems the Blue Hawks have had this year in district, when they've scored runs, they frequently immediately concede runs. They don't get the shutdown inning enough so far this year. It'll be up to Slonina to get that done here. Here comes the 2-1. That is popped up. Moving to the right is Reed Tebow, but he'll watch it get out of play. Hits off the top of the visitors' dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're on the top of the second. Rock Hill on RBIs by Anthony Gonzalez and Brady Slonina. Stake the hosts to a 2-0 lead. Kaminsky gets a little bit closer to the plate from the right side with 2 strikes, protecting that dish. Slonina has what he wants. The 2-2. That is lifted out of play. On the right again, but Kaminsky got a better piece that time.
Yeah, if you look at the batting averages between the next 3 that are going to go up, Braden is the one that you need to strike out, get out now, as he's got the highest, or one of the highest batting averages in the team. So you get him out.
Here comes the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Got him on the outside corner. Second strikeout for Slonina. Put that exactly where he wanted it. There's 1 out for Alexander Pavia.
Pavia's got 1 hit on 8 at-bats in the season. He scored 1 run so far as well.
Slonina's ready to go. Pavia gets dug in from the right side. Now Brady steps off for a moment. First pitch to Pavia is a fastball, a little wide, maybe a little low, 1-0. Pavia stands all the way at the back of the batter's box from the right side. Waits on the 1-0 pitch. It's on its way. It's a fastball. A little low, 2-0. Gustavo Nunez on deck. Here's the 2-0. That is tapped on the left side. Lucas Bell has got it. Nice dig by Grayson Richards over at first. He has been outstanding defensively. He and Slonina have proven to be one of the best defensive first base pairs you could ask for. There's 2 outs.
I mean, just again, continuing an incredible start to the game, not letting this Prosper team get a hit so far. And, I mean, against any team, this would be an incredible start. But because it's your crosstown rival, you don't want to lose this game. And I think Rock Hill is off to a perfect start so far as Nunez is up to the plate.
He's hitting .218 on the season. He's got 12 RBI. He bats with the bases empty and 2 outs here in the top of the second. Rock Hill leading 2-0. Blue Hawks will have the 7, 8, 9 hitters up in the bottom of the frame. First pitch from Slonina. Fastball cut on and missed, 0-1. 18 pitches for Slonina, 14 strikes. Economical thus far. Even the pitches that he's missed have not been off by much. The 0-1. A little late on the fastball, poking it back into the netting is Nunez. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Nunez, he doesn't lead the team in batting average, but he does have 3 home runs in the season, a triple, and 3 doubles. So when he swings, he does bring power.
7 of his 12 hits are for extra bases. The 0-2 got him swinging. Brady Slonina has sat down the first 6, 3 of them by way of strikeout. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Blue Hawks come to the dish looking to build on a 2-0 lead. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Rock Hill Senior Brady Slonina. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for the spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? Their products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks want to thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of the Rock Hill Baseball broadcast.
Grayson Richards, Lucas Bell, Morgan Singleton, the 7-8-9 hitters, come to face Landon Walker for the first time tonight. Blue Hawks hit Walker up for 2 in the bottom of the first. Slanina has sat down all 6 he's faced, so Blue Hawks lead it 2-0. We'll try to keep you updated on some scores from around the district as we get a little bit further into this broadcast.
Yeah, and Brian, as you update us with some of the scores around the district, I think the big question that I have for Rock Hill here and Rock Hill's offense is, like you mentioned earlier, most of the times that an opposing team, that Rock Hill scores, the opposing team will match that score, and that's been shown a couple times throughout the season with a 2-0 lead over Prosper and 2 shutout innings. Can Rock Hill produce at the plate here and give themselves a bit more of a comfortable lead and break Prosper's, record of when a team only scores 2, Prosper wins?
Yeah, the offense for the Eagles, certainly not one that you could expect to go win this game 2-0. Doesn't matter how good the pitching is. Here's Grayson Richards looking for his first district hit. First pitch is a fastball high, ball 1. This will be just his 5th plate appearance in district play. Bats from the left side, the 1-0. Fastball a little bit wide, 2-0. Blue Hawks have all 3 hits in the game. They came in the bottom of the first. Here's the 2-0, and that is ripped on one hop to the second baseman, Cannon Webb. And Richards is retired. 4-3 for the first out here in the second. We'll say hello to Lucas Bell. He's looking for his first district hit, hitting .214 for the season. When he gets on, he's dangerous. He's 4 for 5 in stolen base attempts this year. He also bats from the left side. First pitch. That is lifted out of play on the left side. 0-1. You don't see many high school lineups these days with 3 left-handed hitters in the lineup. Richards, Bell, and Gonzalez. Here's the 0-1. Fastball high and away, 1-1.
No, and I think when you have that many left-handed hitters on a team, it's going to kind of throw a wild ball for Walker, not facing a team with that many.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball catches the inside corner, 1-2. There's no score in the top of the second between Plano East and Boyd. That one will definitely be interested in keeping an eye on. That's the next 2 teams the Blue Hawks play after this Prosper series. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. Bottom 2, Rock Hill leads 2-0. The pitch fouled right back toward us. We'll keep it at 1-2.
Yeah, and Bell in his 6 hits on the season, one's a double and one's a triple.
They're in the bottom of the second at McKinney. Princeton leads McKinney 1-0. There's the 1-2, and that is smoked into center field. The 4th Blue Hawk hit. Lucas Bell's first district knock of the season. Not trying to do too much with it, just lining it right back up the middle.
Yeah, and I think the way that Rock Hill can really try and tire out this Prosper defense is just consistency. When you have enough balls that are hit a little bit to the outfield or just past an infielder, when you build that consistency, something is going to happen in the offense, and you build momentum that this Prosper team has been so far this season good at killing, but if you can build enough, I think you might be able to catch Prosper a little bit on surprise in this game.
Here's Morgan Singleton. His speed can put pressure on defenses. Alex Pavia at third is way inside the bag. He's charging in hard. First pitch, cut on and missed. It's 0-1. Lucas Bell at first, 1 out. Singleton at the plate, Carson Roy on deck. Make it another left-handed hitter, So what's that, 4 in this lineup? Mo's hitting .333 for the season, even better in district at .364. Among guys who've averaged at least 1 plate appearance per district game, Singleton's got the 2nd highest batting average on the team. Throw over, back in with a dive is Bell. Bell with 4 stolen bases in 5 attempts. No balls, 1 strike, 1 down. The pitch, fouled straight back. 0-2. Carson Roy on deck.
Yeah, and something that I'm not too shocked to see is Pavia move in when you have Morgan Singleton, who can bunt incredibly. I think Prosper's going to expect it, and it's a tough – Morgan Singleton, he's a tough player to beat out at first on a bunt.
No balls, 2 strikes, quick throw over. A little bit bigger lead, but Bell back in with a dive once again. Singleton has so much speed, it almost doesn't matter. If you're playing where Pavia is right now, where he's just a few steps in, you may as well play your normal position. Here's the 0-2. Got him swinging. Pitch moving away from the left-handed hitter. Singleton is the second strikeout victim for Walker. And here's Carson Roy. Singled and scored his first time up. Blue Hawks stranded a runner at third in the first after plating 2. They've got a runner at first with 2 outs here in the second. Here's the first pitch. Missed a little low, ball 1. Walker's been around the strike zone as well. He's at 26 pitches, 18 strikes. Another throw over.
Yeah, when you look at Rock Hill's probably biggest threat up at home plate, it's going to be Carson Roy. I mean, bats with a 460 and 3 home runs on the year, 16 RBI. I mean, I think Carson Roy might just be a nightmare for any pitcher that he comes against.
Stands in with a 1 ball, no strike count. The pitch, fastball low, 2-0. Ethan Kalanick is on deck if Roy's able to reach. Blue Hawks with 4 hits through an inning and 2/3. They've scored 2. The 2-0. Fastball wide, 3-0. And you wonder if the instructions weren't to stay away from Roy here with 2 outs. As I am being ravaged by a mosquito over here. I'm going to get him. Here's the 3-0. Fastball catches the bottom part of the zone, 3-1. Can I put in the call here for Roy? We're going to go ahead and put in the call.
You know, I don't doubt you too much on that one.
We're going to go ahead and put in the call here. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. See if Walker chooses to challenge Roy. He was the district's newcomer of the year a season ago. Three balls, 1 strike. Another throw over. Really working on Lucas Bell. Understanding you got a guy at the plate who's hitting nearly 500 for the season. You put him in scoring position. Chances are 1 and 2. He's coming home. 3 balls, 1 strike. Walker's ready. Here's the pitch. Takes the breaking ball. That catches the bottom part of the zone. Great pitch from Walker, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. That'll allow Lucas Bell to get a head start away from first. Against Plano West on Saturday, Roy was 2 for 4 with a double. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ball 4, missed low.
Yeah, there's been 4 games this season where every time that Carson Roy has been up to bat, he has gotten on base. So
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 12, Ethan.
I got him. I had to work way too hard to kill that mosquito. I'm a little embarrassed. Ethan Kalanick gave himself up on a sac bunt. I'm not sure he's dead. Here's the first pitch. Good fastball. Gets it past Kalanick, 0-1.
no, at least in Texas, the mosquitoes that we have, most of them are really big, and there's only 1 of them.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Here it comes. Bounces in. Good block by Nunez. 1-1. Bell at second, Roy at first. So plenty of speed on the base paths. Kalanick hitting .455 in district. He's the team's leader. The 1-1. Fastball, inner half. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kalanick leads district qualifiers in hits, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS. Here's the 1-2. Fastball, got him looking. Put it in the exact same place Brady Slanina did to end the top of the second. The Blue Hawks strand their second and third base runners. We'll go to the third. Blue Hawks leading Prosper 2-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is senior Morgan Singleton from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Are you hungry for better meals without the hassle? Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavored packed meal delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood to ready-to-eat favorites. Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location in Prosper at Coit and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, and real easy.
Blue Hawks not able to take advantage of the runner in scoring position with 2 outs, so Brady Slanina back out to the bump for his third inning of work. He has thrown 20 pitches, 16 strikes, and leads 2-0. And has helped himself out at the plate on a huge RBI double that nearly left the yard.
I mean, we see time and time again this season just the impact these pitchers have, not on the mound, but up at the plate as well. As, I mean, a lot of the times when you're a pitcher, being up at the bat, you know, it doesn't just help the team, but it helps yourself out a lot and relieves some of the pressure that you have up on the mound.
It'll be Passarelli, Webb, and Dutzman here in the top of the third. Passarelli hitting .246 on the season, 1 home run, 8 RBI. First pitch is a slider that misses wide, 1-0. Brady brings the 1-0 as he pulls the string on a bit, catches the outside half, called strike, 1-1. Slanina works pretty quickly. The 1-1 that is lifted out of play on the right side. It is 1-2. Blue Hawks out hitting Prosper 4-0.
Yeah, and Passarelli's got 2 doubles and a home run on this season with 8 RBI, so
One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Passarelli is a breaking ball that just missed hitting him on the upper arm. I think Passarelli was willing to wear that, as it was a slower breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Got him swinging. 4th strikeout for Slanina. And that's just straight gas. There's nothing. That was middle. He's just blowing it past guys. Here's Cannon Webb, hitting .229 for the season. He's got a homer and 4 RBI. A lot of guys have gone deep in this lineup. They've got 11 as a team. Fouts and Nunez have combined for 8 of those. You look at Fouts as well. He's got 11 extra base hits and 21 hits. First pitch, that is rolled over to Lucas Bell. He'll have plenty of time to fire over. 8 up, 8 down for Slanina.
I mean, just what a night for Slanina as you're going against the Prosper team, like you just said. I mean, a lot of these guys have gone deep. A lot of them have hit extra bases. So to hold Prosper to no hits right now, very early in this game, I think it's so important to just stop the momentum that Prosper has coming off of all of these big wins at the very start of their season and kind of turn around district play for Rock Hill.
Weston Dutzman bats with the bases empty and 2 outs. First pitch, fastball high, 1-0. We're in the top of the third. Rock Hill leading 2-0. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball a little wide. Tebow tried to frame it up.
And Dutzman is one of 3 guys on Prosper's roster that has a triple this year.
The 2-0 pitch. That is hit on 2 hops over to the Ant-Man, to Richards. And it is a perfect run through this Prosper lineup. We will go to the bottom of the third. Blue Hawks looking to build on a 2-0 lead. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Braxton Clyde, telling you to step up to the plate, go big, or go home with my family company, Bullnose Masonry. At Bullnose Masonry, we build brick, block, stucco, and stone. From schools to hospitals standing tall, Bullnose Masonry builds it all. Bullnose Masonry is a proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
We have needed all of 36 minutes to play 2.5 innings. We're in the bottom of the third. Rock Hill on a pair of hits in the first from Anthony Gonzalez and Brady Slanina have staked the hosts to a 2-0 lead. Trying to pull to within a game in the all-time series of the Prosper Eagles. Prosper leading the series all-time 4-2. Blue Hawks are 1-2 in both venues. Gonzalez, Slanina, McDaniel, 3-4-5 hitters. We'll see Landon Walker for the second time. Gonzalez singled his last time up for his 7th RBI of the season. Hits in 4 of his last 5 games now. Gonzalez now trails Uriah Walters and Brenner Cox for the program's all-time hits record by 8. One of a few guys you see on this roster that are 3-year varsity guys. Guys like Gonzalez, Cole Carroll, Slanina. So you should expect that by the time their careers are done, seeing that they've had great careers, their names are going to be near the top of those leaderboards.
Yeah, as we saw Sean Stanton going out there just having a little talk with.
Yeah, a long chat.
Well, and Coach Stanton's only 5 wins away from a 100 career win.
First pitch, fastball low and away, 1-0. And Slanina is at just 29 pitches through 3 innings, so he has given you everything you could have hoped for thus far. The 1-0 pitch, fastball high, 2-0. We've seen Gonzalez in the last week in all 3 of the top 3 batting positions in the lineup. The 2-0. That one catches the outer corner, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Fastball a little bit high, maybe a little off the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike. Walker quickly back to the work. Hitters count for the outman. The pitch way inside, ball 4. Gonzalez has reached in both plate appearances. And here's Brady Slanina. Nearly got it out of here his last time up. Ripped a long double that one hopped the base of the wall. Said he hit it about 355 feet.
Yeah, and it was really close to being his 2nd home run of the year, but so far in the season, only 1 home run, 17 RBI, and 3 doubles in the year.
Throw over, back in with a dive is Gonzalez. Again, 6 for 9 in stolen base opportunities. You could tell talking to Brady prior to the game, he was a little nervous. You know, he's kind of, it's been a couple weeks, we'll see how this goes. Well, it's going great so far. And Walker is paying very close attention to Anthony Gonzalez. I think that's a testament to how well Brady Slanina is pitching right now. Is if you part of the Prosper coaching staff right now, you say, I'm not sure we want to have to score 3 off this guy tonight the way that he looks. First pitch to Slanina. It is in on the fist. A little inside-out punch back into the netting, 0-1.
Yeah, not only has it been an incredible night for him, but, with his return, but it's also a really high-pressure game. Not only is it crosstown rivals, but you're 2-4 in district play. You want to be able to turn it around, and if you get some big wins here against Prosper, you give yourself a little bit more lead room later in district play as
Another throw over. Walker's got 41 pitches. He's thrown over to first 15 times probably in the early going of this game. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out, runner at first. Rock Hill leading 2-0, bottom 3, the pitch. And that is smoked to right. Cannon Webb gave it a good run to try to see if he could knock it down on the infield, but Brady Slanina's got a 2-for-2 night. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Aiden McDaniel. That is Carson Cooley doing the running.
Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Number 3, Aiden McDaniel.
yeah, McDaniel bats with a 250 on the year, 11 RBI, and he's got a runner in scoring position on second base with Anthony Gonzalez on second so far, and could bring Rock Hill up to a 3-0 lead against Prosper.
This is when McDaniel's been at his best. Runners in scoring position. He's hitting 250 for the season, but 333 with runners in scoring position. He has 11 RBI, runners away from first and second, nobody out. First pitch, fastball low and away, ball 1. McDaniel steps out for a moment. Was 1 for 4, stole a base on Tuesday in the 4-2 loss against Plano West. 1-0 pitch. Foul back as the runners were moving.
Yeah, McDaniel coming off of a not a statistically rough game, but got caught out on second on a really weird bounce in the left field. And I mean, I think there's no better game to get redemption than against your crosstown rival.
1 ball, 1 strike. Walker turns and looks Gonzalez back to second. Carson Cooley, the courtesy runner, over at first. Blue Hawks have out-hit Prosper 5-0. Slanina did not allow a base runner the first time through the Prosper order. There's the 1-1. They're going again. The hit and run is going to head back to bases as the 1-1 pitch is softly fouled back into the screen right over near the Prosper dugout. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Walker with the upper hand against Aiden McDaniel. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Fastball bounces away, put it right into the plate, and Gonzalez and Cooley will advance easily to third and second, respectively. That will be a wild pitch. So now a huge opportunity for the Blue Hawks, who lead 2-0. They have runners at second and third with nobody out. They led big in both matchups of the Pride of Prosper series last year. They were up 4-0 out at Prosper before losing 10-4, and were up 6-0 here after 4 innings on their way to winning 7-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, McDaniel, slow roller. Going to be a tough play for Dutzman. He will sidearm to first, but it's an RBI ground out for Aiden McDaniel. He gets it done. The Blue Hawks lead is 3-0.
So Rock Hill leading 3-0, and the only time that Prosper has seen this in district play so far was against Plano East, and Prosper lost that game 3-1. So only 3 innings in so far, but second time this district season that Prosper seeing a 3-run lead on them.
Cooley moved to third, so a very productive at-bat for Aiden McDaniel. Dutzman charged hard on it, but was not able to come home. Only had 1 play. Infield in all the way around. First pitch, hit through the left side, a base hit. Reed Tebow throwing that left arm out in excitement. And the ball gets past the left fielder. Reed Tebow is rounding second. He's going to head for third. That'll be a single and a 2-base error. Reed Tebow with an RBI. It's 4-0 Rock Hill, and Tebow standing at third. Just pulled it through the drawn-in infield, and then it got past the left fielder and rolled for a while.
So Tebow getting his first triple of the season so far, and a 4-0 lead against Prosper.
We're going to call that a single and a 2-base error that ends up with Tebow and now a courtesy runner over at third base.
Yeah, and with the infield moved in for that at bat. It's just such a difficult play to make when Tebow can hit the ball that fast, and it just got through in an error.
Here's Grayson Richards. Cuts on and misses. The fastball actually fouled it straight down. It's 0-1. Can we get a number on our courtesy runner? Blue Hawks with 2 in the first, now 2 in the third. There's 1 out, runner at third. They lead 4-0.
Look like it's...
Here's the pitch, and that is lined into left center field. That'll get down. Grayson Richards with an RBI single. Rock Hill leads it 5-0.
It'll be no, it's 22.
I think that was a JV call-up. I don't have his name. But it's Grayson Richards' first RBI of the season, and it comes in the Pride of Prosper series.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 6, Lucas Bell.
Blue Hawks with 5 runs on 7 hits, and they're not done. Richards over at first, still just 1 out. First pitch. Fastball strike on the inside edge, 0-1. This has been a tough place for Landon Walker. He pitched 4 innings, allowed 6 runs. They all came in the bottom of the 4th. He's allowed 5 here through 2 1/3. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Rock Hill leads Prosper 5-0. Here's the 0-1, squaring to bunt, right in front of the dish. Gustavo Nunez, good throw over to first. That advances Richards into scoring position. For Morgan Singleton, there's 2 outs.
Yeah, I always think it's so tough for a team, no matter what sport, no matter what district, division, when your crosstown rival is a team that's a playoff team. But I think Rock Hill so far has opened this game near perfect on a 5-run lead against a team that I think you could call Prosper a very heavy playoff favorite in the district.
Mo struck out his first time up, takes the first pitch for a called strike, 0-1. Grayson Richards at second after his first RBI of the season. Blue Hawks with 7 hits as we bat here in the bottom of the 3rd for the game. The 0-1. Fastball at the knees, strike 2. Prosper will have the top 3rd in the order, seeing Brady Slanina for the first time. But they'll do so trailing at least 5-0. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. The pitch. Fastball low, 1-2. Walker at 55 pitches. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The pitch to Singleton. Cut on and missed. That ends the frame. But the Blue Hawks send 7 to the plate and 3 score on 3 hits. They leave a man at second. We'll go to the 4th. It's all Rock Hill as we head the middle innings, 5-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Blue Hawk Carson Cooley. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
Brady Slanina to the mound for his 4th inning of work. The Sticks, including his own, have stacked up 7 base hits and brought home 5 runs. They've left 4 men on base, so you could argue they left a little meat on the bone, but they lead 5-0 as we go to the 4th. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston. And Colton, the Blue Hawks are playing like a team that understands the importance of this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things that we talk about is just the district standings. And if Rock Hill doesn't win a game in the series, it then puts pressure on them to go undefeated in the rest of district play. And so we talk about mentally the quick turnaround of some of these games last week. 2 games back-to-back days, Friday, Saturday, and just how mentally does that affect you as a player. But I think the bigger thing mentally on a player is whenever you have, let's say, 8 games in a row, that you have to win every single one of them. You can't have an off night, and you got to be perfect every time you show up to the field.
Yeah, you don't want to put yourself in that position. So the Blue Hawks would certainly love to get at least a split here against their arch rivals. So far, so good, but plenty of baseball to go. They lead 5-0 It'll be Scheifler Bell, Fouts, and Sam Kerr to see Brady Slanina for the second time. Slanina sat down the first 9 in order, including 4 strikeouts. Scheifler Bell was one of them. First pitch. Checks a swing, called strike, 0-1. 30 pitches for Slanina, 22 strikes. The 0-1. Breaking ball, top slowly over to Aiden McDaniel. He will charge, pops the glove, stretch, got him. 5-3 across the diamond. 1 down here in the Prosper fourth.
So Prosper, the last time that they saw a team score more than 2 runs prior to the Plano East series, where they took a 3-1 loss to the Panthers, it was against Salina, where Salina won a 7-6 game against the Eagles. So,
and those are different. Those are tournament games, right?
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of guys in there. Here's the first pitch to Preston Fouts, who fouls it straight back, 0-1. Fouts flied out to center his first time up. I think what's remarkable is that the Prosper's not even getting good contact against Slanina. It's not like they're smashing balls at guys and having base hits robbed from them. Slanina has just been in total control thus far. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The bases are empty. The pitch, fastball wide, 1-1.
yeah, and even when you look through the entire results from Prosper's year, a lot of the games that they've lost have been super close, even if it's in tournament plays.
The 1-1 missed low and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouts likes to put the ball in play. He's only drawn 7 walks this year in 79 plate appearances. The 2-1. Fastball high, 3-1. And I'm going to take a quick look, and I can confirm this is the first 3-ball count an Eagle hitter has seen in the game. We're in the top of the 4th. 3 balls, 1 strike. You got a guy that's hit 5 home runs this year, or the hitters count. The 3-1, that is hit a ton but foul. Fouts was sitting dead red. He turned on it, but got out in front of it a little bit. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouts certainly has the power to get it out of here in any field. Stands almost on top of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch from Slanina. That is hit, just foul, wide of first. Good at bat. I think safe to say, certainly the best at bat an Eagle has had against Slanina thus far.
Yeah, and probably the longest as well as Brady's gotten through these batters pretty quickly.
The 7th pitch. Here comes the payoff pitch. Another foul. Slanina gets a new ball. Fouts digs back in. We'll try the payoff pitch one more time. Here it comes. Another foul, straight back this time. 4 consecutive fouls. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Prior to this plate appearance, Brady Slanina had thrown 30 pitches. He's thrown 9 to Pearson Fouts.
Yeah, and if I'm Prosper, even though this is a 9-pitch at-bat, it breaks the momentum up that Rock Hill's had defensively. And so you're now able to have a little bit more confidence up at the batter's box.
On pitch number 10, the payoff pitch is lifted into foul territory on the left side. Aiden McDaniel will give it a look. It will hit just off the top of the Blue Hawk dugout. A 5th consecutive foul, the 6th in the plate appearance. Feels odd to say this feels like a big pitch in a 5-0 game, but the Eagles have not been able to find any luck or success thus far against Slanina. Fouts trying to become their first base runner. Here comes the payoff pitch. That is lifted to right. Coming on is Morgan Singleton, and he's got it. So Slanina wins the battle on the 11th pitch of the at-bat. Tip of the cap to Mr. Fouts for giving him all he wanted, but he is the second out here in the 4th.
Batting next for Prosper, number 3, Sam Kerr.
Sam Kerr flied out to left his first time, which was with the bases empty and 1 out in the first. He's up, and 2 outs in the first. He's now up with the bases empty and 2 outs here in the 4th. Slanina rocks and fires. The first pitch is a fastball high and wide, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, cut on and missed. Just diving out of the zone right off the outside corner. It's 1-1. And again, definitely, I think the Prosper coaches would say, giving Preston Fouts a slap on the backside, that was a good at bat. Get that pitch count up. The 1-1, swing and a miss. On the low stuff, it's 1-2.
Yeah, and Kerr, at his 20 hits, 8 of them have come for a double, so he can definitely get that ball out into the outfield and get some extra bases and possibly some momentum here built for Prosper, but not if Brady doesn't allow it here. 1
ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the pitch. Breaking ball, tried to get it in the back door, just a little bit wide, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty in the 4th. Blue Hawks leading 5-0. The 2-2 pitch, here it comes. Fastball wide, good eye from Kerr to lay off, and the count goes full.
Yeah, and that at bat from Fouts definitely slowed the momentum of the game down here.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The payoff pitch, ball 4. And Prosper has its first base runner with the bases empty and 2 outs in the 4th. So Braden Kaminsky will bat with a runner at first and 2 outs. He struck out looking his first time up.
And I think the first part of this game was just so incredibly fast whenever Fouts was able to slow it down with the, I think it was 10 or 11 pitch at bat. You're able to slow it down, killing momentum that Rock Hill defense has had. And now I think Prosper is going to possibly start climbing back up on the plate.
First pitch, strike called. It's 0-1, and after issuing his first walk, Slanina comes in and just paints a fastball on the outer black. Sam Kerr at first, 2 outs. Prosper trailing Rock Hill 5-0 here in the top of the 4th. Slanina, throw over. Back in safely is Kerr. Alexander Pavia would bat if Kaminsky can reach with 2 outs and a runner at first. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Kaminsky is lifted to center. Carson Roy's got a beat on it, and he's got it for the 3rd out. So the Prosper Eagles get their first base runner, but it'll be stranded at first. We are halfway through this ball game. Rock Hill comes to the dish looking to build on a 5-0 lead. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention North Texas ball players, this is senior Cole Carroll. Step up your game with the NTX Tribe Baseball Club. They offer elite baseball and softball training, top facilities, and a winning brotherhood for players of all ages. Join the NTX Tribe today and take your skills to the next level. Visit ntxtribebaseball.com. NTX Tribe Baseball, where champions are made.
5-0 Rock Hill as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston on a beautiful night as get a little bit of a chill coming in as the sun has come down, still up in the high 70s. Expect good weather out in Prosper on Friday night as well. We'll have the pregame show starting at 7:20 before the 7:30 first pitch. And Blue Hawks hoping to close this one out and head on the road Friday looking for a potential sweep. But plenty of work to do before they can be thinking about that. They will send Carson Roy, Ethan Kalanick, and Anthony Gonzalez to the plate. Blue Hawks have scored 5 runs on 7 hits. They've left 4 men on base. 3 of them were in scoring position, so Prosper might consider itself a little fortunate. It's only 5-0. Roy is 1 for 1, singled and scored in the first, walked and was stranded in the second. First pitch. That is a breaking ball that misses low, ball 1.
Yeah, we noticed kind of trends in teams last week when Rock Hill played the Plano West Wolves, who were coming off of a pretty decent loss, but they came back and turned that team completely around.
1-0, fastball wide. 2-0. Nunez tried to frame it up, but couldn't get that thing pulled up in time.
So the reason why I'm mentioning that is because Rock Hill, coming off of a series loss against Plano West, can they turn this around?
2-0. Roy was looking for a fastball and pops it out of play back toward us. 2-1.
I think we mentioned it too on the broadcast at Plano West, is you have teams that'll go in this kind of losing streak and they'll stay in there, and then you have teams that go in it, they realize it doesn't feel great, and they come way back from it.
2-1. Good breaking ball. That drops in at the knees for Walker. Carson Roy takes it for a strike. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the fourth. Rock Hill leads Prosper 5-0. They've out-hit Prosper 7-zip. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball. Got him looking on the inside corner. Carson Roy thought that might have hit him on the shirt. It drops in for strike 3. Roy is punched out. Ethan Kalanick comes to the plate with the bases empty and 1 out. 0 for 1 with a sac bunt and a strikeout. Kalanick asked for time. First pitch to Kalanick. That is topped just barely foul. It got over the head of Pavia, who had to just turn and watch and hope that it didn't strike fair. Ends up going foul by maybe a foot or two.
Yeah.
0-1.
Kalanick bats with a 455 in district play so far. And in district play, he's got 1 double.
Here's the 0-1. That drops in. Good pitch from Walker. It's 0-2. Blue Hawks have had a base runner in every inning so far. 5 have come around to score. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that is smoked right at the leaping Weston Dutzman. Hit it well, but at the wrong spot. And the first 2 have been retired for the first time tonight for Walker.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 7, Anthony Gonzalez.
If that's 18 inches higher, it's a single. First pitch to Anthony Gonzalez. He is up there ripping. Just nubs it back toward the padding. It's 0-1. He's 1 for 1. RBI single in the first. Walked and scored in the third.
Yeah, and Gonzalez bats in district play with a 300 with a double. And 5 runs scored.
Waits on the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. This is low and away, 1-1. Gonzalez on his way to Southeast Arkansas Junior College. One ball, 1 strike, bases empty, 2 outs. The pitch inside, 2-1. Gonzalez, a guy that's going to graduate and go on to the next level where he can hope to have a freshman year like Bammer Mays is having in Midland. The 2-1 cut on and missed. Just swung over the top. It's 2-2. Seems like every time you open up Facebook, there's footage of Bammer Mays hitting 2 homers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Walker looks to sit him down for the first time in order. The 2-2 bounces in. And the count goes full. Brady Slanina on deck. And the way Slanina is swinging the bat, I don't think Walker wants to face him with a runner on base. Walker works from the stretch at all times. The payoff pitch missed inside. Another night where Gonzalez is basically impossible to retire. 3 plate appearances, 3 times on base. And once again, the Blue Hawks have a runner on. For Brady Slanina, RBI double in the first. Singled, and courtesy runner came around to score in the third. He is 2 for 2.
That'll extend his hitting streak to 7 games tonight. And he leads this team with 17 RBI.
Throw over. Gonzalez back in with a dive. The way that Brady's swinging it, I'm not sure you have to try to force something to get Gonzalez into scoring position. He's already scored from first on a Slanina double in the game. Brady just missed getting it out of here in the first. The pitch. That is popped up. Middle of the infield. Dutzman, the shortstop, waits all night for it to come down. knocks his hat off in the process, but Slanina's retired for the first time, as are the Blue Hawks. Nothing doing for the Hill. They leave their 5th man on base. We'll go to the 5th. Rock Hill leads Prosper 5-0. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention fans, this is Blue Hawk Senior Aiden McDaniel. Whether you're training, tailgating, or cheering from the stands, Shields in the Colony has you covered. With the best selection of sporting goods, footwear, fan gear, and more, all under one roof. Shields is your go-to destination for every adventure. Plus, don't miss the unforgettable in-store experience at the Shields in the Colony. Gear up with Shields, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
5-0 Rock Hill as we go to the 5th. Brady Slanina is not even at 50 pitches yet. He's at 49. Prosper was able to finally get their first base runner. It was a 2-out walk by Sam Kerr. That came on a payoff pitch. But the Eagles not able to bring him around with 2 outs. It will be Pavia, Nunez, and Passarelli here in the 5th inning. Again, the first of 3 games this week for the Blue Hawks. This will be the last week that they have a district game on a Saturday. They will have some non-district action moving forward on Saturdays. So it'll be the 2 games against Prosper tonight and Friday, and then we'll quickly go out to McKinney Boyd to take on the Broncos in what will be another big series. As we'll get you some scores. Out in McKinney, it is the top of the 5th. McKinney leads Princeton 3-1 as the Princeton Panthers are trying to get their first district win of the year. Pavia is 0 for 1 with a ground out. It's McKinney Boyd hosting Plano East, and it's Boyd leading Plano East 3-1 in the top of the 4th. First pitch, that is popped back into the screen, 0-1. 50 pitches for Brady Slanina, 35 strikes.
Yeah, this is a huge inning for Prosper offensively. Not only are you running out of innings to try and catch back up to Rock Hill, but Prosper's been able to slow this game down over the past inning and take control.
0-1. Foul back. 0-2. Pavia reloads, but he's down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Brady Slanina quickly back to work. Here it comes. That's lifted to right. Very short right field. Wind knocks it down a bit. It'll end up being the second baseman, Anthony Gonzalez, putting it away for the first out. Gustavo Nunez struck out swinging his first time up. You like that result with Boyd leading Plano East. You'd like to see the Panthers coming back down toward the group just a little bit. First pitch, Nunez takes it a little bit low and in, 1-0. It is Allen that is not playing this round of district. Again, 9-team league, so somebody's always off. The 1-0 fouled back, 1-1. We had ball boys from both teams converging on the ball. I think in a bit of good-natured banter, and the home plate umpire had to spoil it by assuming that some Donnybrook was going to break out. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2. Sam Kennedy's going to get ejected. I could be wrong. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. Here it comes to Nunez. Got him swinging. 5 strikeouts for Slanina.
I mean, right as Prosper was able to slow down this game, kind of bring the timing more towards them, not let Rock Hill just run away with this game, Brady Slanina able to shut out 2 batters pretty quickly.
Plano West and Plano are doing battle. They are through 4. Plano West trying to win again. They lead Plano 5-2. Passarelli struck out his first time up. He's up with the bases empty and 2 outs. First pitch. This is low and away. Blue Hawks leading 5-0. 2 runs in the first, 3 in the third. Again, you look at that number. In the last 50 games, when the Blue Hawks score more than 2 runs, they are 43-6-1. Here comes the 1-0. High fastball. Passarelli lays off. 2-0. Carson Roy playing Passarelli to pull just a little bit. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball low. 3-0. This is the first 3-0 count that an Eagle hitter has seen. Their only base runner came in the last frame. It was a Sam Kerr walk with 2 outs. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes. Middle for a called strike, 3-1.
Yeah, and Passarelli, he's one of, I believe, 5 guys on that Prosper lineup to have a home run. He's got 3 doubles on the season and 14 hits.
Here comes the 3-1. Late strike call. That looked like a good pitch. Passarelli was about 10 feet down the first baseline. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So a 3-0.
You got to credit the young man for trying to sell it.
And a 3-0 count move to a full count puts the pressure on Grayson to try and do something here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4, a little bit wide. So for the second straight inning, Prosper earns a 2-out walk, and that call could have gone either way. Even on the misses, Brady is not off by much. Here's Cannon Webb. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out.
And Webb has had a huge impact for Prosper at second base in the innings that they've been able to shut Rock Hill down this game.
Here's the first pitch. Fastball pumped in for a strike, 0-1. A meeting of the Graysons over at first base. Richards holds Passarelli on. Webb waits on the 0-1. It's on its way. Fastball, same spot, same result, 0-2.
Webb bats with a .230 batting average, 11 hits with 3 doubles on the season, and he's another guy that's got a home run in the lineup.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Passarelli at first. Slanina gives him a cursory glance. He brings the 0-2 to Webb. Missed outside and low. Tebow does a good job keeping it in front of him, 1-2. Just 65 pitches for Slanina. He could go 110, so he's got plenty of pitches left. But his first time to throw in about 3 weeks. Slanina throws over. Back in with a quick dive was Passarelli. He didn't have much of a lead. Not only would Sean Stanton love this type of outing for Slanina, but he'd love for him to be able to get through this without putting a ton of wear on that arm, as he hasn't thrown in a few weeks. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Miss a little high. It was right down the middle. Webb not particularly tall. Missed by just a little bit above the letters, according to home plate umpire. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. Blue Hawks leading 5-0 here in the top of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch is on its way. Got him swinging. High gas. Slanina is dealing. We will go to the bottom of the 5th. Nothing doing for the Eagles. Rock Hill still in control. They lead 5-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Hey there, folks. This is Rock Hill Senior Trevor Stum telling you about a company that's family-owned, tail-approved, clean cars, wagging dogs. That's the Scooters way. Go see them in McKinney at 12041 West University Drive. The team at Scooters says go Blue Hawks.
I'd like somebody to do me a favor. If anyone out there knows what the 6-7 thing is, send us a note in the broadcast booth. I have no clue what it is. People are doing it all the time. Colton Boston, do you know? You are decades younger than me. Surely you know.
Even though, I don't know. Like I
Nobody
genuinely
knows.
don't-
Do you say it?
I mean, I know it's in a song. That's to the extent of what I know.
Can we confirm that? Is it in a song? It's in a song.
Yeah.
Okay, we can confirm that. All right. Well, if anyone knows, please let me know. It's 5-0. That's the numbers the Blue Hawks like right now as they lead Prosper as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Landon Walker just at 71 pitches, too, so he's eating up some innings. But Blue Hawk team that hit him up for 6 on the way to a 7-2 win here last year have tagged him for 5 here in 4+ innings. And they'll be looking for more. Aiden McDaniel, Reed Tebow, and Grayson Richards, the 5, 6, 7 hitters, due up here in the 5th inning. Brady Slanina has been magnificent, allowing just a couple of walks through 5 innings. Aiden McDaniel's 0 for 2, but one of them brought home the 3rd run of the game. That really got things going for the Blue Hawks in that 3-run 3rd. First pitch, and that hits him in the back. Aiden goes to first the hard way. It's another leadoff base runner for the Blue Hawks. That has been a problem for Landon Walker. He's been dealing with guys behind him all night. The Blue Hawks have base runners in all 5 innings. Here's Reed Tebow. RBI single his last time up. Ended up at 3rd after a 2-base error by Sam Kerr in left.
Yeah, Tebow's the guy that I'm not sure if I have a runner on first, triple at his last at bat, that too comfortable with him at the plate.
Yeah,
if I'm the
Tebow's getting
pitcher.
hot. Here's the first pitch. He knows it, too. He's up there hacking. Comes up empty on the fastball, 0-1. Tebow is going to earn himself a place in the everyday lineup. He's got RBI now in 2 of his last 3 games. Squares to bunt, and he bunts it down the first base line. A fantastic bunt. He won't reach as Passarelli's there waiting to put the glove in his chest, but no play whatsoever at second. Moves McDaniel into scoring position for Grayson Richards.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 17, Grayson Richards.
Grayson Richards is 1 for 2. He's got a ribby. Came in his last at bat. McDaniel at second. 1 out, bottom 5, Blue Hawks leading 5-0. The pitch fouled straight back. No balls, 1 strike. They're doing the 6-7 thing again. I don't get it. No balls, 1 strike, not yet. Walker turns and looks McDaniel back into second. It's you kids. I just can't keep up with what you're doing. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball well placed, but outside the zone, 1-1.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about all night the momentum that can really shift and players can bring to this game. Richards hitting his first RBI of the season could bring some big hitting momentum for him.
Here's the 1-1. That's a called strike. I'm going to shout out to my friend Allison Alexander, who says it's a basketball player's height, but nobody knows how it got to this place. Apparently it's in a rap song as well, so thank you, Allison. I will sleep better tonight, I assure you. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. McDaniel at second. Richards steps out for a moment. Blue Hawks trying to snap a 3-game skid after a disappointing week last week against Plano West. Here's the 1-2. Missed outside. Good eye by Richards, 2-2. I will say this, though. After seeing Plano West, that team looks pretty legit. I think they're going to give some teams a hard time. They still got to play Prosper, got to play Allen. You know, they got to go through some of the top teams as well. Timeout requested and granted at the plate.
Yeah, and I think that's what can kind of be a little bit deceiving about Rock Hill's district record is so far they have played some pretty good teams
they have.
early on.
Yeah, you look at the rest of the schedule after Prosper, you're going to have, as I just rip it off the top of my head, you're going to have McKinney-Boyd, then Plano East, then Plano, and then McKinney. So those are all 4 teams that you would expect to fare decently against. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you got to go win 8 straight to maintain control of your own destiny. So we said in the pregame, the Blue Hawk coaching staff thinks 10-6 will get you in the playoffs, and I think that means get you in safely. That would mean you control your own destiny in making the playoffs. Does it mean a 9-7 team won't make it? No, certainly not. And I think right now you look at the district, and it looks like Allen and everybody else, right? So I don't think it would floor everyone if Allen goes 16-0 in the district. That's the team that they're rolling out this year. And now they lost to Princeton in a game last year, so you never know. But that's why this series is really important for the Blue Hawks, because after this one, you're done with Plano West, you're done with Prosper, you're done with Allen. And if you can put yourself in a position where you have any margin for error going into the second half of district play, you're gonna be in a good spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Got him looking on the inside edge. Bit of a delayed strike call from the home plate umpire. But Richards goes down looking. It'll be up to Lucas Bell to try to bring Aiden McDaniel home with 2 outs. Bell is 1 for 1 officially. He singled and was stranded in the second. Gave himself up on a 2-3 sack bunt his last time up. Aiden McDaniel at second, 2 outs. Rock Hill leading 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch. That is foul back.
Bell overall in the season batting with a .214, 6 hits, 1 double and 1 triple. And he scored 4 runs for the Blue Hawks.
And what you love to see when you look at this scorecard is you're seeing guys that have been getting on base and producing up and down the lineup. Here's the 0-1. That is popped up short left field. Weston Dutzman will put it away in short left. And the Blue Hawks strand another runner. So they lead 5-0, but they've left 6 on. Let's go to inning number 6. You know what innings we have left, guys? 6-7. We'll go to it. Blue Hawks lead it 5-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Reed Tebow from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? Their products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of Rock Hill baseball broadcasts.
5-0 Rock Hills. We go to the 6th. Dutzman, Scheifler, Bell, and Fouts against Brady Slanina, who has been terrific.
Yeah, and it was a good defensive inning for Prosper. As we take a look at the scorecard, Rock Hill scored in the first, put to a stop in the second. They scored in the third, put to the stop in the fourth. So if they were going to keep the pattern that they had, scoring in the fifth would have kept that going, but Prosper able to shut them down, and now 2 innings that Prosper has shut down Rock Hill in a row, which is the longest streak of the game so far as we head into the top of the 6th.
Only 2 base runners for the Eagles on walks with 2 outs in the 4th and 5th innings. It was the 4th inning before anyone wearing Prosper black tonight saw the base pads. Tebow takes his throw down. Dutzman grounded out his first time up. Kalanick still in left, Roy in center, Singleton in right, McDaniel at third, Bell at short, Gonzalez at second, Richards at first, Tebow behind the plate. As Brady Slanina is getting set to deliver just his 68th pitch of the game here in the top of the 6th. First pitch in on the fist, and he got him on the hand. So Prosper has a base runner with less than 2 outs for the first time. Both teams in the last 2 half innings have had the leadoff man hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the inning. So now Scheifler Bell and the top of the Prosper order, a lot of times it's the third time through the lineup that offenses tend to start finding a pitcher out. We'll see what the Eagles can do with a runner on and nobody out here in the 6th. First pitch, fastball, strike called, outer corner, 0-1.
Yeah, and Bell bats this year with a .274. He's got 17 hits and 3 doubles in the season. 3 RBIs as well.
Dutzman, not much of a lead over at first. Scheifler Bell asks for time. Struck out swinging in the first, grounded out to third in the 4th.
And it has been all game long a rough Rock Hill defense to try and get past here for Prosper.
Long look in from Slanina. The 0-1, that's popped out of play. It's 0-2. Plano West now leading Plano 6-2. Slanina with a new baseball. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, runner at first. The 0-2 pitch, and that is hit, and Prosper has a base hit for the first time tonight. Moving to second was Dutzman, who ended up back between first and second, and Prosper's got something going here for the first time tonight. And Pearson Fouts can make this game real interesting with one swing of the bat as he has runners at first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, it looks like Dutzman was a little confused if it got caught out in right field.
Well, now we can tell you the number of hits Prosper has because it was starting to get interesting. Prosper has their first hit. I don't know what we have going on out there. As now Pearson Fouts is in. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. He just got underneath one his last time up. First pitch from Slanina is a terrific breaking ball, but apparently a little low.
Yeah,
It's 1-0.
This is a game that can turn around for Prosper really fast. Fouts has 5 home runs on the season and 17 RBIs.
It was the 6th inning in the game at Prosper last year that did in the Blue Hawks. Here's the 1-0. That is lifted well to right. Mo Singleton is back a step or 2 shy of the track, and Singleton with a hose tries to get Dutzman at third. The ball gets away from McDaniel, and Dutzman comes home to score the first run for Prosper. It is 5-1 Rock Hill. So we're going to say Dutzman tagged at second and then comes around on the throwing error by Singleton.
So a 4-run lead now for Rock Hill against Prosper. Prosper with their first points in the game here at the top of the 6th.
Now batting for Prosper, number 3, Sam Kerr.
With Sam Kerr coming up to bat. He bats with a .426 on the year, 20 hits, 8 doubles, and a home run.
Kerr with a runner in scoring position and 1 out, and this is hit softly over to Grayson Richards. He will watch Scheifler Bell head over to third. He'll go to first unassisted, and an important second out moves Scheifler Bell over to third with 2 down for Braden Kaminsky.
Kaminsky is another 400 batter. He bats with a .444, 16 hits, 5 doubles, 9 RBIs with a runner.
There is activity in the Blue Hawk bullpen as Slanina's at 74 pitches. You don't see guys popping out of the dugout, which they usually do if a guy is coming out. This is the first real stress that's been put on Slanina in the ballgame. It comes here in the 6th. Prosper has their first hit and their first run, and an important base runner in Scheifler Bell over at third base with 2 outs.
Yeah, very important at bat to try and kill for Slonina. I mean, you're going against a guy that bats in the 400s, and in a close game like this with a runner on third.
Yeah, this offense can explode at any moment. There's no question about it. You are not out of the woods by any stretch, even though it's the late innings. You've still got a 4-run lead, but you've got a potential second run standing 90 feet away against Kaminsky, who's 0 for 2. First pitch, fastball strike, 0-1. Scheifler Bell gets his lead from third. The 0-1 pitch popped up. Foul territory right side. Grayson Richards gives it a really good look. He runs out of real estate. It is a foul ball, strike 2.
Yeah, Kaminsky, he's got a on-base percentage of a little over 60% on the season so far. So if he can get on base, it might turn things around for the Eagles. But remember, the Eagles are on 2 outs, 2 strikes here late in the top of the 6th.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a run in for Prosper. They got a runner over at third. Slonina working out of the full windup with a runner at third. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. It's strike 3 called. Slonina's fired up coming off the field. He's been magnificent, but Prosper finally scratches. They score a run on a hit and a Blue Hawk error. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Rock Hill leads at 5-1. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Boston Wilson, asking if you're hungry for better meals without the hassle. Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavor-packed meals delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood, ready-to-heat favorites, Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable, with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location and Prosper at Coy and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, real easy.
Prosper trying to find a little bit of its mojo here in the late innings. They finally scratch in the 6th, but that's all they can get as we go to the bottom of the frame. Blue Hawks come to bat leading 5-1. It's Singleton, Roy, and Kalanick, the 9-1-2 hitters, taking on Landon Walker, who's only at 81 pitches. Walker's been pretty good himself. But the Blue Hawks have out-hit Prosper 7-1.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like we have number 11 up there, Carson Cooley. Looks like he's going to bat for Singleton. As in district play, Carson Cooley, he bats with a 500.
Digs in from the right side to lead things off here in the 6th. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston. The first pitch misses inside, ball 1. So we'll see our first pinch hitter of the contest. Cooley hitting 333 for the season. He's got an RBI. Just his 6th plate appearance, the 1-0. Misses a little low, 2-0. Blue Hawks would love to get that run back. That came around to score. 2-0. That gets in for a strike, 2-1.
Roy and Kalanick, the next 2 to bat.
The 2-1 pitch in tight, just spinning away was Cooley. He's saying, hey, that hit me in the arm. Hey, see, look. You can see it right there. Nope, home plate umpire not having it. Three balls, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike to the leadoff man. Sean Stanton came out and told the umpire, said, that's the most honest player I have. If he says he was hit, he was hit. Here's the 3-1. That's a breaking ball, ball 4. Missed a little bit inside. So Cooley, a leadoff base runner with his pinch hit appearance. And here's Carson Roy. Another leadoff man on. Blue Hawks had the leadoff man on in the 1st, in the 3rd, in the 5th, and now the 6th. And now Morgan Singleton, who was hit for, is now going to come in and run, which can mean trouble for opposing defenses. Singleton is 11 for 11 in stolen base opportunities. And the Eagles know it as they're working on him over at first. We've had our first throw over, and back in with a dive is Mo. Roy got a single, came around to score in the first. Another throw over. Not much going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Landon Walker, this is the quite possibly worst situation I want to be in, with Singleton on first and Carson Roy up to bat for Rock Hill.
Here's the pitch. That's a really good slider. We haven't seen that thrown very often tonight. That catches the outside half. 0-1.
And Coach Holder going to call time, and
I think he's
go
going
to
to
the
make a
mound.
pitching change. As we have adjustments being made, or it's defensive adjustments, we'll see. And some of that might have to do with the fact that Singleton is on the base paths. We'll see what's going on here. As time was called with an 0-1 count. Mo Singleton over at first base. Nobody out. Blue Hawks leading 5-1, and Walker will be lifted. I think it's Scheifler Bell coming in, the lefty. So Walker comes out. Scheifler Bell, who was the center fielder. And now we'll have to see who's out in center. I got no idea. We've got Prosper in black jerseys with dark numerals. As we give you the numbers on Scheifler Bell for the season. Scheifler Bell, 10 2/3 innings. He is 0-2. He has allowed 18 runs, 12 earned on 15 hits. He's got a 7.87 ERA and has allowed an opposing batting average of 306. So we'll try to see who's out there in center. It's going to end up being like 6-7, just one of those mysteries that never get solved. So Carson Roy comes to the plate in the middle of his at-bat. No balls, one strike. Mo Singleton over at first. Here's the pitch. And Roy has to dive to get out of the way. Singleton took a big secondary lead. He scampers back to first. No throw.
Yeah, and I think this could be a game-defining moment for Prosper's defense to try and shut down Rock Hill in a very dangerous situation here.
Little throw over. And I think what you just saw might be the reason Scheifler Bell's in the ballgame. He's a lefty, and they want to keep Singleton over close at first. One ball, one strike, the pitch. Check swing, fooled him. Roy went around. It's 1-2. Good pitch. Roy with 16 RBI on the season. There's a throw over. Not much of a lead for Singleton, but dives back in nonetheless. The trip to Prosper will take place on Friday. We'll have the Blue Hawk Baseball pregame show starting at 7:20 before the 7:30 first pitch. Here comes the 1-2. Missed a little low. Carson watched it all the way in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Kalanick, the batting average of .450. He's currently on deck. And it's a very good position for Rock Hill to be sitting in right now in the bottom of the 6th.
Here's the 2-2. Popped up, but it will get out of play. Nunez gave it a courtesy look. Two balls, two strikes. Nobody out. Singleton at first. Scheifler Bell delivers to Roy, and that is topped over to second, or too short. On to second for one. The relay is not in time. Good speed for Roy. So it will go 6-4 on the putout at second, and Roy reaches on the fielder's choice.
Over the past 5 games that Ethan Kalanick has played in, he has been walked.
And we have a pinch hitter, like Boston Wilson's going to get an at bat.
Now batting for Rock Hill.
Wilson's got pop. He's got a home run to his credit. Again, not much of a lead for Roy, but dives back in. Here's the first pitch. Big swing. Came up empty to Wilson. It's 0-1. Got A.J. Sanabria back behind the dish now for Nunez. No balls, one strike. The 0-1 pitch misses, 1-1. Again, Allison Alexander coming up big. She's our spotter listening. She knows her Eagles very well. Says they normally change catchers about halfway through the game. Here's the 1-1. That misses outside.
What a great job from AJ getting over there. I mean, I'd compare a catcher very similar to a lineman in football. They don't really get talked about a whole lot until they make a mistake, and just a great stop there by AJ.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at first. The pitch to Wilson. Misses low and in, 3-1. Anthony Gonzalez has reached in all 3 plate appearances. He's on deck. Blue Hawks lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Game has slowed down a little bit as we've moved through the, say, 4th through 6th inning. Throw over, this time Roy back in, standing up. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Another throw over. And they've called a balk. You know, I wondered, I almost said this. They got him, I think, for stepping too far toward the plate. You have a 45-degree angle. You have to put that foot down in less than 45 degrees. And I believe the umpire said that Scheifler Bell's foot came down too far toward the plate. So now Roy's in scoring position with a hitter's count to Boston Wilson, the pinch hitter. The 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Wilson with 2 RBIs on the season and a home run.
Yeah, we weren't there for that game, but as I understand it, he homered on the first pitch he saw this year in a pinch hit appearance. There goes Roy, the 3-2, got him swinging. Roy has third base stolen, but Wilson's a strikeout victim. Roy moves to third with 2 outs for Gonzalez.
And we've seen time and time again throughout the season, when you need Gonzalez to produce up at the plate, he can, and he's got 6 RBIs on the season.
He had 2 RBI on Saturday, had both of the runs batted in for the Blue Hawks in the 4-2 loss to Plano West. Here's the first pitch. Strike called, 0-1. The Ant-Man RBI single, scored in the first, walked and scored in the third, walked and was stranded in the fourth. Carson Roy at third. Blue Hawks looking to get that run back. Prosper scored in the top of the frame. The pitch, that is fouled right out of the glove of Sanabria, and it's quickly 0-2. Prosper will have the 5, 6, 7 hitters up in the lineup. in the 7th. Brady Slanina on deck if Gonzalez reaches. Here's the 0-2. Lifted out of play. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carson Roy at third. The pitch to Anthony Gonzalez. Just missed outside. Great eye from Gonzalez. Terrific plate discipline. It's kind of funny. We're in the ballpark. I don't know who's playing center field. Someone listening at home knows who's catching. Pretty remarkable. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes. Missed. Oh, goodness gracious. Woo, boy, that wasn't as close as the last one, but Gonzalez is rung up. We will go to the 7th. Blue Hawks 3 outs away from a big win in this crosstown rivalry. They lead it 5-1. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Julian Lockhart. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
Brady Slanina has dealt a masterpiece so far. He has gone all 6 innings. He's allowed 1 unearned run on 1 hit. He has walked 2 and struck out 7. He is 3 outs away from delivering what would, I think, be one of the most impactful wins the Blue Hawks have had in a while, given the importance of this game in particular. Going up against your arch rival, you've lost 2 straight. You're 2-4 in district, and looking at the prospect, if you can't get 1 in this series, you say, man, you could be 2-6 heading to the back half of district. Look out. But the Blue Hawks putting their most complete game maybe of the season together thus far when they needed it the most, and the guy on the mound has been a huge part of that.
Yeah, I think if I had 3 words to describe Brady Slanina's performance this game, it's calm, cool, and collected. I mean, first game back in district play against not only a district rival, but also your crosstown rival, too, in a rivalry that's been pretty big between the 2 schools ever since Rock Hill has been built. And to be able to come back in this game and have such a strong performance, starting off super strong and continuing that game on, only allowing 1 run on an error this entire game.
Alex Pavia is 0 for 2. Slanina's first pitch is popped up. Short right field. The second baseman, Anthony Gonzalez, gives way, and the ball falls right between them. And the ball gets thrown back to first. Woo, goodness. Gonzalez and Singleton both went out for it. The ball ended right in between both of them. So that's technically going to be a hit as nobody touched it. And then Pavia nearly got thrown out at first, taking a wide turn.
And just, I would say the unsung hero of that entire play was Reed Tebow. As the ball missed the first baseman, Tebow was right there to pick it up.
Yeah, Pavia could be at second right now with nobody out. Instead, he's at first. And we will have a pinch hitter. It's Christian Hubel. First pitch misses low and away, ball 1. So the Blue Hawks will hope that doesn't kill the mojo here in the 7th. What should have been an easy first out instead is a runner at first and nobody down in a 5-1 game. Blue Hawks leading. 2 runs in the first, 3 in the third. Here's the 1-0, and that is lifted into short left field. That will get down. So the Eagles putting an inning together here for the first time really tonight. Have got the first 2 on with nobody out for Grayson Passarelli. And both of those balls were cans of corn, basically, but they fell in the right spot.
As Coach Stanton's going to come out to the mound.
Yeah, I don't think you can take him out. Well, you can take him out whenever you want. You're the coach. But, again, don't see anyone lining up at the dugout. I think this is more of a, hey, settle down. You've been in control of this game. You know, you basically induced 2 weak fly balls here. You know, it's not like balls are flying out of the yard. And it's just go settle down, go after these guys. So it's Pavia at second, Hubel at first for Passarelli, who is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. But this is a team that's hit 11 home runs as a team this year, and Passarelli's one swing of the bat away from really cranking the pressure up here at the Hollow against a Blue Hawk team that's really been in control of this game from the jump when they scored 2 in the bottom of the first. Blue Hawks would love a double play ball right here. First pitch. Strike called inside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, but I think this is a situation that Slonina can really thrive in. Like I said, he can deal with the pressure. He can handle the pressure really well in this game, and he's shown that. So sure, 2 runners are on bases right now, but I think he can handle this defensively and mentally too.
No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at first and second. 5-1 Rock Hill, top 7. The pitch. That is hit right through the box, a base hit. Pavia will go station to station. He's held up at third. The bases are loaded with nobody out for Cannon Webb. And we will have a pinch hitter for Cannon Webb. It's Quinn Kelly. There is activity in the Blue Hawk bullpen. Slonina's at 82 pitches, so the pitch count definitely not going to be a problem. But Kelly bats as the tying run here as the Blue Hawks lead 5-1, but they are loaded with Eagles with nobody out here in the 7th.
Quinn Kelly without a home run this season so far.
Middle infield at double play depth. Blue Hawks would gladly trade a run for 2 outs. First pitch from Slonina. The ball gets away from Tebow. Pavia comes home to score. It's 5-2. Wheels shaking a little bit here for the Blue Hawks here in the 7th. It's 5-2 Blue Hawks here in the 7th. 1-0 pitch. That is hit past the diving Anthony Gonzalez. Here comes Hubel. Passarelli being given the green light. He will score. The lead is 1. It's 5-4. A 2 RBI single for Quinn Kelly brings home both. Last year in the game out at Prosper, the Blue Hawks led 4-0. It was then a 4-4 game heading to the 6th when Prosper scored 6 to make it 10-4. That was the final.
Yeah, I think something that Prosper does really well as not just a team in baseball, but as an entire school is just never give up when you're low in these games. We saw it against Allen in football this year, and we're seeing a late comeback here against Rock Hill.
Here's Weston Dutzman. He is 0 for 1. He was hit his last time up. Quinn Kelly is the tying run. He's at first with nobody out. Eagles have plated 3 without an out. First pitch, strike called, 0-1. Prosper did not have a hit through the first 5 innings. They've got 5 in the last inning plus. And the guys in the visitors' dugout are jumping up and down. They're fired up. They've pulled to within 1. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2. Braden Scheifler-Bell in the top of the Prosper lineup on deck.
I think if I'm Slonina, I need to view this as a completely new game. It's like it's a brand new inning. It's a 1-run game. A fresh mindset could change us all for the Blue Hawks.
Kelly at first, nobody out. 3 runs in here in the 7th for Prosper. They've turned a 5-0 deficit into a 5-4 game. No balls, 2 strikes to pitch. Little miss a little bit outside. The throw to second is not in time. Kelly steals second. The tying run's in scoring position with nobody out. It's 1-2 to Dutzman. Still have the upper hand as Slanina against the hitter, Weston Dutzman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, runner at second. The pitch. Got him swinging. A huge first out. Here's Scheifler Bell. He's 1 for 3. He singled his last time. Fourth time through the lineup. It was the guys in the bottom of the lineup for Prosper that have done this damage over the last couple of innings. Quinn Kelly represents the tying run. He's at second with 2 outs, and Slanina is looking at Anthony Gonzalez to make sure they're all lined up on the defensive signals. Scheifler Bell struck out in the first, grounded out in the fourth, singled, and was stranded at third in the sixth. First pitch from Slanina. This is low and away, ball 1.
Bell bats with a 274 average on the season, 3 doubles and 17 hits. And a great job by Tebow there getting in front of the ball. This
inning started with a misplayed pop-up. Here's the 1-0. That is hit over to Aiden McDaniel. He will look the runner back. The throw across the diamond is true, and there's 2 outs. And it'll be up to Pearson Fouts. Probably the most fearsome hitter in this lineup. He bats with the tying run in scoring position and 2 outs. Rock Hill leading 5-4, trying to get this one across the finish line. They led 5-0 after 3. Prosper scored a run in the 6th, but Fouts is not going to get to bat as he'll be put on.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. Fouts has 5 home runs on the season. He leads Prosper in home runs, 5 doubles and a triple. He bouts with a .318.
That shows massive respect for Fouts that you'd rather pitch to a guy who's got 8 doubles and is the 3-hole hitter. But Kerr does not have a hit in 3 plate appearances. He has drawn a walk. Quinn Kelly, the tying run at second. Pearson Fouts, the go-ahead run at first. 2 outs, top 6. 3 runs in for Prosper. They've turned a 5-1 deficit into a 1-run Rock Hill lead. Blue Hawks lead it 5-4. Slanina working from the stretch. First pitch to Kerr. Little low, ball 1. That's pitch number 91 for Slanina. Credit Prosper. They've made him work through these last 3 innings or so. He was cruising. Couple of the hits here in the frame, not hit hard, just hit in the right spot. That's the beauty of baseball. 1 ball, no strikes to pitch. That is fouled on the right side, 1-1.
I mean, earlier, just looking through Prosper's schedule this season through tournament play and pre-district play, a lot of the games that went into 5 or 6 runs, Prosper only lost by 1 run in that game. So Prosper in big games like this, in higher scoring games, they know how to make it and draw it really close again.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Tying run at second. The Slanina pitch steps off, not yet. Let's really amp the drama up, shall we?
And I think you can just feel the nervousness in the stadium from both sides of the crowd.
Now Slanina is getting signs from Lucas Bell at short. Now we're ready. Quinn Kelly's 2 RBI single made this 5-4. He's standing at second. Pearson Fouts was intentionally walked. He's at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch to Kerr. Strike called on the outside edge. 1-2. Slanina and the Blue Hawks a strike away from a massive win here at the Hollow. Blue Hawks 5, Eagles 4. Top 7, 2 outs. Tying run at second. Go ahead, run at first. Now Slanina's ready. Sam Kerr digs in from the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Slanina from the belt high set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. This will be pitch number 95 for Brady.
Just a great discipline by Kerr there. He's in a tough situation. 2 runners on bases. It's a 2-out late in the game, and you got the tying runner on the base, but he watches the ball. He doesn't let the nerves get to him, and he keeps this one rolling for Prosper.
Blue Hawks lead 5-4. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, top 7. Between pretty much every pitch, Slanina is getting signals from the middle infielders. This time it was Bell. Kelly at second, Fouts at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes from Slanina. Bouncer right back to Slanina. It's fitting. That's a Rock Hill winner. Slanina goes 1-3. A fitting end to a magnificent performance from Brady Slanina. You get a lot of fight in the 7th from the Prosper Eagles. You would expect nothing less from that program, and this rivalry, game 1, goes to the Blue Hawks. In a game that ends up being much more exciting than it looked like maybe it was going to be for a little bit. Again, the visitors really punching hard late, but the Rock Hill Blue Hawks, 5 runs on 7 hits. They commit an error and leave 7. The Prosper Eagles, 4 runs on 5 hits. They commit an error and leave 5 in a game that takes 2 hours and 2 minutes. The Rock Hill Blue Hawks move to 12-6-2 on the season, but more importantly, they break that district losing streak. They get to 3-4 on the season. The Prosper Eagles fall to 9-12-1. They are 3-2 in district play. So now the Blue Hawks, if they could go get a win on the road, could pull even at least in the loss. Well, it'd be what would the Blue Hawks be? 4-4 and 3-3. So at least in terms of winning percentage, you could draw even with Prosper. And you got to take your hats off to the home team here, and Coach Sean Stanton, John Yeary, Matt Mills, the entire coaching staff. Things were looking pretty bleak after Saturday, right? It's, you ended up getting swept, got blown out in the first game by Plano West. You came out here, you had some opportunities, but couldn't get it done in front of the home crowd. You're at 2-4, and you're going, man, you got Prosper this week. A lot of pressure. We need to probably at least get a split. Talked to Coach Stanton yesterday. He said we had the best practice of the year. A lot of high-intensity real game situations, live pitching, live base running. He said anytime it looked like the energy was starting to fall a little bit, we got right back on the guys. We got it pumped right back up. You got your workhorse on the mound again, and you now see why getting Slanina back into the lineup is so huge. Now you look at Slanina and Carroll, and you think you've got one of the better rotations in the district, and you know why this team feels confident as it moves, even though you're 3-4 into the rest of this season, because you've got a couple of real studs at the top of your rotation. And now, to an extent, maybe you're playing a little bit of with house money as you go on the road on Friday, but you sure would love to get both of them here against a very good Prosper team.
Yeah, to sum it up, I think this is the epitome of what high school baseball is, when you have not only a top district team playing a team that's trying to bounce back, you're not only playing for your school, you're not only playing for yourself, but you're playing for your town. And a crosstown rival like this, in a game that came down to the final at-bat, to the final pitch, I think this was just possibly one of the most exciting games of baseball I have ever seen.
You look at the contributions up and down the lineup. Carson Roy, hit, a run. Ethan Kalanick, reach bait. You got Anthony Gonzalez, a hit, 2 runs scored, an RBI. Brady Slanina, a double, 2 hits. He had an RBI. Aiden McDaniel, RBI. Reed Tebow, RBI. Grayson Richards, RBI. No one in the game had more than 1 RBI. And you looked at some of the games early on and you said, man, I like the look of this lineup, but the guys in that bottom part of the lineup have got to start digging in. It's been happening now over the last week or so. And you get Slanina back. You hope he's well after he ends up going the entire way. Throws 95 pitches. Allows 4 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits, walks 3, and strikes out 8. And, in his first outing in about 3 weeks, You hope he's feeling good after this one because, again, he is a big part of what this thing needs to be if it's going to go where you want, which is make the playoffs and maybe do a little bit of damage. The talent is all there for this Blue Hawk team. They just haven't been able to put it together early on. Maybe this is the spark they need now to launch them into a great second half of the district schedule. So the Blue Hawks get it done in a heart stopper. They win it 5-1. They keep that record going. They score more than 2 runs. They just don't lose. Now 44-6-1 in the last 3 years. You can pretty much set your watch by it. We will have the rematch of the Pride of Prosper series where the Blue Hawks will go for a sweep. That will be out at the Eagles Nest. It'll be a tough venue. It'll be a tough game. But the Blue Hawks with an opportunity to sweep after winning this one 5-4. We will have the Blue Hawk baseball pregame show starting at 7:20 on Friday before the first pitch at 7:30. Colton Boston, it was a fun one, man. Great job as always. It's a happy night here at the Hollow where the Blue Hawks get the win over Prosper 5-4. Until Friday, I'm Brian Sutcliffe. So long, everybody.